Good morning, everybody. And so drinking coffee and knowing things is back. Armed with a whiteboard and some notes. Geez, this is getting professional. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so today's question is the United States a democracy or a republic? Specifically, a constitutional republic. But wait, what is a constitutional republic? A constitutional republic is one where the government has limits and the rule of law. The power of the government and the representation is strictly limited by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. That's a constitutional republic, which is what the United States is. When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, you are just pledging your allegiance to your country. Full stop. To the republic for which it stands. Not to the democracy for which it free-for-alls. Well, why would a person say free-for-all? A pure of direct democracy involves the entire eligible population having a vote directly on all laws and policies. Think about this. If every swinging dick in the entire United States had a vote in everything that happened, would anything ever get done? Absolutely not. You would literally end up with mob rule or the tyranny of the majority. If I could get 500 people in a group of 750 to go ahead and vote for me by whatever means necessary or vote along my lines, you would then end up with tyranny. Because one guy would be able to persuade everybody, hey, this is what you're going to do. So if democracy is in peril, I say let it go. Because democracy isn't going to really work. A republic, specifically a representation republic, or a representative republic, is a system where the people hold the power. The people hold the power. Great. But we elect representatives to exercise that power and make laws on their behalf. Perfect. That's what we do. We elect all of our officials, from mayors and city councilmen to governors to all the way up senators, members of Congress, all these people. There's a whole process to get them in there because they're supposed to be working on our behalf. In democracy, we just vote on everything. You don't need all that. You don't need different checks and balances in government. Okay. Woo. Also, if you are electing 500 officials and they're working in the good of the people, and suddenly 6 of them are not, and in 2 years, you can go ahead and you can give them the boot. You're out of here. Well, that's great, because then a new official working on behalf of the people can then be elected into that chair, knowing that the minute they screw up, you're out of here. Great. And it also serves to refine and enlarge public views through elected officials. So constituents can go to their elected officials and let them know. You always have this open period for bills and laws and everything else where the public gets to respond, because that tells our elected officials what's going on. But I ask you this. With all this, in the end, I'm tired of hearing that the democracy of the United States is at peril. I don't understand how we ended up over here, but yet we were founded over here. And that's just something to think about. A little bit of a strenuous knowledge. Big words aren't my suit. But democracy, constitutional republic. I leave you with this. Put it in the comments. Just one word: democracy or republic. Which is the United States of America? Are we a democracy or are we a republic? Of the people, for the people, and by the people. Nowhere in there was every willy-nilly Tom, Dick, and Harry gets to get in on everything. No, you make your presence known to your officials. Your officials are supposed to take what you're telling them and go to and do their jobs in government. Constitutional Republic has limitations set forth by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights to keep people in check, rather than having mob law, tyranny, and all this other crap. So, obviously, my answer is going to be republic. I'm curious to see what yours is. Go ahead and put it in the comments below. Dislike it, like it. I don't give a shit because this is America. And I can do what I want as long as it's legal.